All right, folks. Good morning. Happy Tuesday to everyone, and welcome to our commercial MLS. Actually, today's Thursday. Happy Thursday to everyone, and welcome to our commercial MLS course. We are going to go over commercial properties listed in the MLS, how to find them, how to study, how to analyze them. We're also going to use RPR today to look at some commercial demographics, see what's the best fit for your commercial clients. Guys, if you have any questions, feel free, unmute yourselves. This is an interactive class between us, so let's make it fun. All right, so we are, of course, logged into CoreLogic Matrix, and that's the commercial MLS. Now, the one thing a lot of people ask, and commercial the MLS is right here, CoreLogic Matrix. The one thing that a lot of people ask, do I need to be a commercial member of the Miami Association of Realtors in order to sell commercial properties? No, you do not. All right, so just because you see over here on my side that I am in the South Florida commercial MLS, that just means that I pay an extra membership to be part of the commercial MLS. You absolutely do not have to do that. You can sell, lease, search commercial properties strictly from your residential membership to the commercial MLS, or sorry, to the MLS.
Why
If you,
would somebody join that one
because it gives you
specifically?
additional tools.
Oh, okay.
So it does give you additional tools in here that you may not have. You know, I have commercial, I have home, and I have commercial. So when I click on commercial, I do get additional tools that you don't get in the residential side. All right. So, that's just, I'm trying to answer a question that a lot of people do ask. Hey, do I need to be part of the commercial board in order to sell or lease commercial? You do not. Okay. But if you're interested in becoming a commercial member, you can always go to miamirealtors.com, click on commercial, join commercial, and you can see everything that comes with your commercial memberships. You get all of this. Okay. All right, so let's go back into the MLS, and we're going to start first with, of course, exercises on searching properties. So, what is a residential multifamily income property? That's not considered commercial. However, I still want to cover it because those are your duplex, your triplex, and your fourplex properties. So if you have an investor who's looking to buy a multifamily property of 2 to 4 units, that's where you're gonna go. You're gonna go to search RIN, which is multifamily income properties, and you're going to identify whether it's a duplex, triplex, or fourplex. So let's say, for example, we've got a client looking for a 4 unit building. It's going to be a fourplex. And let's say they're looking in Miami-Dade County. Right now, there's 139 listed in Miami-Dade County. And you can put in the city or the zip code. Let's go ahead and try zip code 33137. See if there's anything in there. And there's four. All right, so there's 4 units right now in zip code 33137 that are available for sale. And then, of course, you're going to click on results and you're going to see some of the results. All right, the price ranges here are 975, 1.1, 1.5, and 1,750,000. So when you click on one of these, it should tell you exactly how many units are. Of course, this is a fourplex investment opportunity. Each unit features one bedroom and one bathroom. They're all rented on month to month. Individual electrical meters can be found. So this is a legal fourplex with 4 individual electrical meters. Now, another thing you guys want to look out for is in the MLS, if they tell you what the income and expenses are for the property. And in this case, like it is in a lot of cases, they're not going to tell you. And the reason they don't tell you is because they want you to call them. They want you to call them and find out more information. Now, sometimes they will attach a document up here. You'll see like a little document that's an attachment that actually tells you how much is being generated from this investment property. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on the next property here and see if we can find what we're looking for. So you see this one? This one actually has the monthly income. So this is giving us a better feel for how much money is being generated from this listing. So here we have a $1.5 million fourplex. This is in 33137. As you can see, it's got individual doors to each unit. And this is a fully renovated 5 units. So this is actually more than four, it's five. This listing should have gone under commercial because if it is 5 units, it needs to be under commercial. Multifamily income starts at or stops at 4 units. All right, but anyways, they listed it here. It says all units are currently rented, generating a strongly month in gross income of 10,350. So my my rule is that if I'm looking at a property that's generating 10% returns off of your purchase price before expenses, then you're looking at a very good investment property. Now, this is 10,350 and you're paying $1.5 million. It's not quite 10%, but it's pretty close. All right. And all you need to do, of course, is divide or multiply the 10,350 times 12, get your number, and then divide it by the purchase price. So here's the idea. 10,000, right? I'm going to go ahead and pull out my calculator here on my phone. 10,350 times 12 is $124,000. Divide that by $1.5 million, and you're getting gross rental income, or not gross rental income, but gross percentage earned each year of 8%. So after expenses, you're probably looking somewhere around 5% if you have to finance and all the other expenses. So you're looking at a healthy return of 5% net, or return on your investment, or ROI. Okay. So this is your fourplex search. All right. Now, like I mentioned, if you guys are looking for larger commercial style units, you're gonna go and search commercial, which is COM. This is commercial improved industrial. All right, so let's go ahead and click on that. And when you click on the commercial improved industrial, you will see here the transaction type lease or sale. So if you're looking to buy maybe a larger commercial property, you're going to go ahead and look at sale. And then you see the property types, you have all property types. So if you're looking for maybe an apartment complex, then you're going to select apartments. You're also going to select one more. All right, let's go ahead and scroll down and we're going to look for residential multifamily. There it is. All right, we're going to go ahead and hold down that control key, select residential multifamily and apartments. And right now there are 231 available units inside the MLS. All right, so let's say we want to find one in zip code 33139, which is South Beach, and there are 22 units right now for sale. Okay. You click on results, and here are your more than 5 units, right? So it needs to be 5 or more units, multifamily properties for sale in zip code 33139. So let's check in on one of these right here. This is a 10 unit property. So this property is part of a 10 property. Oh, no, sorry. This property is part of a 10 property portfolio. So basically they're selling 10 properties together. Let's get out of that one. That's a little too difficult to go over right now. Let's see this one. Oh my goodness, the same listing agent has all of these. No, yes it is. The same listing agent has all of these together. Let's see if we find a different one. Nope. My goodness.
This dude's putting in work.
Yeah, all right. We found one. We found one. So here we have now it's quite expensive. This is $4.7 million. And you're gonna go ahead and take a look here, just reduced by $250,000. It says only 6.5% interest only term, 3 years. So they do have seller financing, right? Assumable seller financing. The reason why that's an attractive way to purchase because of the high interest rates we have right now. So if you've got an investor looking to buy and the interest rates are a little too high, you can take advantage of seller financing or assuming the seller's loan at a lower interest rate. All right, so this is 10 units, all restored, 10 units. And then, of course, some really nice realtors, some really good realtors will actually tell you how much income is being generated. So right here, there are 7 units, each priced at just below $3,000. And here's 3 units, each priced at just below $2,200. So, you're gonna do the math and see if this works out for your client. I do have another class that I teach called Working with Investors, where we actually show you how to analyze the numbers. And I will return back to this property a little later in class to kind of show you how to analyze this investment property. All right. But for now, let's go ahead and carry on with the rest of the class. I'm going to go back to criteria. And that is how you search for apartment buildings or larger multifamily properties in the MLS. Okay. So I'm going to hit clear right here on the lower left. And we're going to go back up here and hit active. So let's say you've got a client looking to lease a warehouse space. So you're going to go ahead and select lease. And then you're going to go to property type and we're going to look for warehouse. So we're going to go all the way down to warehouse space. Now, there are two additional options you can choose for warehouse. There is store warehouse combination, and then there's also office warehouse combination. So if your client's only looking for warehouse, then you're going to select warehouse. But if your client needs a warehouse that also has office space, then you're going to select warehouse office combination. Or if your client's looking for a storefront that also has storage in the back, a warehouse, then you're going to select store warehouse combination. Another name that could
Um,
be used
I have
for
a question. Sorry. What does salon fall under?
like a beauty salon.
Yeah, or a barbershop.
There should be one here. Should be retail, maybe.
I don't know, because we were looking at so many retail spaces and still needed to get like a change of use, and especially because they need like hot water and stuff.
Well, I'll show you in a different search in business opportunity where you may be able to find salons. All right. So that's coming up shortly. I don't see one here, maybe retail. Yeah. So as I was saying, guys, if you are looking for in a warehouse, another word that you can use for warehousing is industrial. All right, a lot of people use industrial to list a warehouse space. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and select both industrial and warehouse. And let's say they're looking to get a warehouse in the city of Doral. All right, we're going to put in here the city of Doral. There's currently 41 properties for lease in the city of Doral. Now, of course, space is, important. So if your client says, listen, I need to lease a warehouse that's at least 5,000 square feet, then you're going to come here and you're going to put in 5,000 plus. All right, so leasable square feet, 5,000 plus, you're left now with 18 matches. All right, when I come here and I click on results, I'm going to go ahead and show you the results and show you how to read this because you guys are going to see $14. Can anyone here tell me what $14 means besides obviously what you see? Is it really just $14? How
That
do
per
you,
square foot or something
it's per square foot
per
for the
year,
for the
month.
whole year. Right,
Yeah.
correct. So when you open this up and you see here $14 or $13.50, I guess they rounded it off. But $14 and the square footage is 8,000. See here, leasable square feet, 8,000. So you're gonna multiply 14 times 8,000. That's the lease term for the whole year. Then, of course, you want to divide it by 12 to get your monthly payment. So, in this case, right, $14 times 8,000 is 112. Wait a minute. Yeah, $14 times 8,000. That's not bad, actually. $112,000 for the year. divided by 12, you're looking at $9,333 a month. So almost $9,400 for a 8,000 square foot warehouse. And here it is. So you see this one has office space too. I don't see much. There it is. I was like, I don't see much warehouse here, but there it is. All right. So for storage. So if you've got a client looking for a warehouse to maybe store merchandise or anything, this is how you're going to search. Okay. Now, of course, when we go to the pricing and we see the pricing switch over to a whole dollar amount like that, 7,950, um, they listed the property like that, where they're telling you how much the monthly payments are. So this one is 7,950, this one's 18,299. Let's see, 18,299. How much space are we leasing here? We're leasing 10,000 square feet, right? We're leasing 10,000 square feet. Here's the warehouse. Now, can anyone here tell me what this represents? All right, you see the dock right here, and it's elevated. Can anyone tell me what this represents? There's obviously a dock here too, a door here. There's a difference between this and this.
A place where they offload stuff from a truck.
Right, no, but there's a word for that, and of course I'm going to teach you. Now, I don't think that this is a door. Pretending that this is a door, then this would be dock height. So if your client's looking for a warehouse and it needs to be dock height, this is not going to work because this is not dock height. Now, if I go to the previous picture, that that's dock height. See, so the truck can actually back in, and this is the height of the truck itself. So instead of having to unload things and bring it down from a truck, the truck can actually back in and they can just roll everything out of the truck into the warehouse. So the way that you search that, I'm going to go back to criteria and you're going to come over here and you see you have dock height building. So we're going to hold on the control key. We're going to select it. Now every warehouse you see here is going to be dock height. Every warehouse you see here has dock height capabilities. You see, there's the door, right? There's a door here, and then there's a door here. This one is not dock height, but this one is. All right. So if that's important, which to a lot of a lot of businesses that have warehouses, that is important. When unloading merchandise into the warehouse, that's how you're gonna find it. All right, let's take a look at this one. All right, give me some pictures of the door. There it is. So when this opens, the truck can back in and it backs into the dock height, platform. Okay. All right, guys. So warehousing is very simple, guys. So just go ahead and look for warehousing and lease, and then your desired square footage, and everything else is the same. You want to contact the listing agent, tell them that you have a client who's interested. You want to schedule to go see the property, take your client. If your client is interested in leasing the property, for 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, whatever the term is going to be, you need to prepare a letter of intent. Now, inside of Form Simplicity, we do have letter of intents for commercial leases, and that is how you place an offer, doing a letter of intent. And then once they agree to the letter of intent, then a professional lease agreement will be drafted by the landlord and their attorney, and then your tenant's going to obviously agree to that, the terms, and your lease is going to be completed. All right. Now, on the left-hand side, once again, you have all these property types. I'm not going to go over everyone, but I'm going to kind of show you where everything is. So already went with apartments. You know what that means. Automotive is anything that has to do with automotive. So a garage, a mechanic's garage, a gas station, a car wash, anything has to do with automotive. Why am I getting zero? Oh, Doral. Let's remove that. All right. Let's go with church. Obviously, we do have a realtor in our office that's currently looking for a church, and pretty much you're gonna go ahead and select church, and you're gonna see what's available for lease and what's available for purchase. So any church building or any building that can be a church will be listed as church. All right, we have over here consumer services, convenience store, dock height building. What's freestanding building? Can anyone tell me freestanding?
It's standing by itself, not attached to anything.
Correct, correct. Thank you so much. So you have obviously warehouses sometimes or buildings, office buildings that are attached. Those are not freestanding. So if you've got someone looking for a freestanding convenience store or a freestanding retail shop or a freestanding office building, then you're going to also include the word freestanding. All right. Heavy manufacturing, if you've got someone looking for an industrial warehouse or industrial place where they're going to do heavy machinery, then you're going to select heavy manufacturing. Hotels and motels, industrial light manufacturing, that could be considered painting or maybe some type of like factory where they're going to be maybe, I don't know, assembling clothing or something like that. Then light manufacturing um, malls, marinas, medical office. So that's important. Let's say someone's looking for a medical office in Coral Gables and they don't need much square footage. So lease, medical office, all right, Coral Gables. There's currently 7 matches available, and here they are. All right, we've got $44 a square foot, $45 a square foot, 50, and then there's 26.50 a month, 35.30 a month, 45, and then all the way up to 12,000 a month. So let's look at the one that is small. It's 26.50 a month. So medical office could be, a dental office or anything that's medical, and it's right here, rarely available, 600 square foot office suite. All right. This suite is also approved for medical use. Okay, so that's a possibility right there. If that's not what your client's looking for, then here's another one. This is called, I guess, body details. This is some type of medical office. All right, and this one's available for $50 a square foot, and the leasable square footage is nearly 1,600 square feet. All right, so you do the math and you know how much you're going to be paying per month for this suite here in Coral Gables. All right, going back to criteria, that's medical office. Of course, you have office space by itself, so that's different. That's no longer medical, it's office space. You can look up office space. As I mentioned before, office warehouse combination. You have here restaurant or bar. Let's say someone is trying to lease a restaurant, all right, in say Miami-Dade County. Let's look to see what's available. There are 45 restaurants or bars available for lease, not for purchase. If I click on sale, then there are 27 in Miami-Dade available for purchase. If you go lease, there are 45. And you can always open up the map. You don't have to put in a zip code or a city. You can open up the map and you say, all right, so my client's looking somewhere like in downtown Brickell area. All right, well, there's one right there, $25,000 a month. All right, you click on the listing, and here is restaurant office space or restaurant not office, restaurant bar space available for lease. Okay, in the Brickell area, and that's 25,000 a month. Wow. That's 3,100 square feet. And this is at 1331 Brickell Bay Drive. Okay. All right, going back to criteria, that's restaurant and bar. And then you're gonna finish up here with there's also retail space, so retail space for clothing stores or shoe stores or any apparel, jewelry, whatever type of retail space you need. Schools, if anyone's looking for like a space where school can be ran, that schools, shopping centers, showroom, special purpose store, warehouse combination, strip store, tavern, bar. So you have tavern bar there. And you have the others that you see here, warehouse space and wholesale. All right. Those are all of your commercial properties that you can find in the MLS for lease or for sale. Now, if you guys are looking for businesses that are for sale, then you're going to come here to search and we're going to go to business brokerage. Business brokerage. Inside of business brokerage, you're going to find businesses are for sale. So let's go back to what Alex was looking for. Let's say they're looking for a beauty barbershop. There are 130 matches. In Miami-Dade County, there are 100 matches. All right. So since there are 100 matches, let's say we want zip code 33137, 33132, 33131. All right. We've got 3 matches in here. Click on results. Here's what we have. Okay. Here's what we have. We have this here. It's more like a nail salon, I think. Maybe, maybe not. Facials. I don't know. You ladies can tell me because I'm not sure what this is, but you're gonna come here and you're gonna see it for rent. This is a beauty suite, $800 a monthly, established spa business in downtown Miami. All right, so you can do that. Next up here we do have a barbershop, I think, or not. This is a beauty salon. Maybe it's mixed use, right? And this is $150,000. All right. So what are you doing here? You're buying the business. So this is someone who's selling their business. All right. This is an exceptional opportunity to acquire a well-established, fully operational hair salon located in Midtown. Okay. So you're buying the business. You're going to continue, right? You're going to continue to pay rent because this is obviously a lease. They're not selling you the actual building itself. They're selling you the business. All right, so all equipment, furnishings, inventory, and systems are included. I doubt you're going to be keeping the clientele, right? Because as I understand, most hairstylists or beauty stylists, they bring their own clientele into the business itself. But you are going to be keeping all of the inventory. And then of course the name, or you can change the name, however that may be. All right, and here's another one. This is for almost $1 million. This is you're buying there's only 3 photos. Excellent opportunity. Beauty salon and spa, a well-known and long-established business, is now available for sale, located in the heart of Brickell. All right, so it tells you how much is generating $1.2 million in annual sales, strong net profits. All right, there's a lease here with 9 years remaining on a lease that and a new 10-year contract. So there's a current lease in place, and you have to obviously honor the lease. All right, if I go back to criteria, there's so many other different properties. Obviously, there is gas stations, there is marine businesses, restaurants. I go to restaurants and these particular zip codes, here are the restaurants for sale. All right, 40,000, 45,000, 70,000, 90,000. Here's an Asian style restaurant for $90,000. Let's take a look. All right, so you're going to be taking over the entire business for $90,000, obviously, and all the clientele. Restaurant with 20-foot hood for sale, Edgewater area, Wynwood area. Okay. The rent there is 5,777. Then the lease has 8 years left. Okay. All right, guys, those are businesses. Now, another way that you can search, you don't have to use style of business. I'm going to go ahead and erase that, right? And then let's remove the zip codes. Let's stay in Miami-Dade County. You see over here what's this type of business? I'm going to go ahead and put in an asterisk, and I'm going to go ahead and spell the word salon and then asterisk. So there are 17 properties or businesses for sale that have to do with salons. All right, so here's a beauty salon right there. And that one is going for $25,000 and it's in Miami Beach. All right, $25,000. It's in Miami Beach and there it is. So that's another way that you guys can search. Just make sure you put an asterisk. So I'm going to do another one. Asterisk liquor. Let's say you're interested in maybe getting a liquor store. All right, so right now there are two liquor stores. Right, here's a liquor store, and this is in South Kendall area, and it's 599,900. And sometimes they're gonna sell you the liquor business with all of the inventory. So if you read the remarks, inventory is not included. So $190,000 not included in the sale price. That's the inventory, value. All right, guys. So that is business brokerage. Now, if you guys have clients looking for commercial land, then it's going to be CLD. So if you guys have folks looking for residential land, it's RLD. So what's the difference? Residential land is vacant lots that are zoned for residential use, meaning that you can build a house, right? But it's not going to be used for industrial. It's not going to be used for agricultural. It's going to be used for residential. On the flip side, if you have a client looking for commercial land, industrial, agricultural, business, then you're going to search CLD. All right, what are one of the most important components in a search like this? Is going to be the lot square footage. So on the right hand side, let's say your client's looking for a commercial land that's at least an acre. Can anyone here tell me how much an acre is? Remember?
Uh, isn't it 640 square miles or
Oh, no, no, no.
no, I don't
An acre is 43,560 square feet. So I'm gonna go with 43,000 plus. All right. So at least an acre of lot square footage. I'm gonna go ahead and just put in 43,000 square feet or more. There are 740. Do Miami-Dade County, and there are 225. All right. Now, of course, you let them know if you want it waterfront, where do you want it? So,
wait. It was 1 square mile. Yeah, I was right though. It is 640 square miles, FYI.
no, it's not. That's not what I asked. I asked how much is in 1 acre? How much is 1 acre in size? 1 acre.
Wait, you're right. You're right.
Okay. I know where you're trying to get at, but that's not it. That's not it. So they're looking for 1 acre. It's 43,560 is 1 acre. 43,000. Let's just round it off to that number. There are 225. All right. Now let's go ahead and put in a city. Let's say they're looking for an industrial land in Hialeah. All right, there are four available right now, and 1,250,000, 1,250,000. And then there's 6.1 million and $13 million. I didn't recognize or I didn't realize it's going to be so expensive. So here's a 1 acre lot in Hialeah, industrial. Look at all the trucks, right? There's your 43,560. There's another one right there. I'm pretty sure they're selling both of them. Same realtor, right? I mean, lifestyle and lifestyle. So it's the same realtor, 1,250,000. And are they selling both? An amazing opportunity to own two adjacent 1 acre lots in Northwest Hialeah. Both lots must be sold together. So you're pretty much paying $2.5 million for 2 acres of industrial land. What do you do here? I don't know. You see trucks parked here, so you can park trucks. Industrial. All right. Anything industrial is allowed here. Okay. Um, let's take a look at one of the other ones that are more expensive. So here's one, right? Also in Hialeah, $6.1 million. The reason they have a picture of a building like this is to tell you that you're able to build a building like that. So you have an investor, you have a builder who's looking for available land to build, then here it is. There's one in Hialeah, right, where it is approved, right, to build something like this. And it is 49,692 square feet. So just over an acre. Centralized Hialeah development, approved site for plan for 6 floors, 112 units. All right, and with 120 parking spaces included, site plan is approved, and they're selling this for grand total of $6.1 million. And this next one in Hialeah is this big old lot right here. As you can see, it's very industrial. You again have a lot of trucks here that are parked. This one's going for $13 million, but this one is a lot larger. This is 10 or more acres. This is 435,000 square feet. This is actually 10 acres. All right, 10 acres for $13 million. This 10-acre commercial lot is ideal solution for truck parking, fleet storage, and all in Hialeah. If you don't want Hialeah, let's say you want Doral. See if there's any commercial lots in Doral. Yeah, there are. So here's one all the way here in West Doral. All right, that's obviously going to be agricultural. That's not industrial anymore. All right, so you can purchase something like that for $875,000. All right, guys, commercial land, commercial land. They have commercial lands for lease and commercial lands for sale. So if I go back to criteria and I remove Doral, let's remove Doral and let's just go ahead and do all of Miami-Dade County. You see how it says $6? That would be $6 a square foot for the year. And $2,500, $3,200. So you see here, these are lease prices. These are not purchase prices. These are lease prices. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go back to that property that we had found. All right. In one of our previous searches. Let me go ahead and open up recent searches and see apartments. There it is. And it was this one. Yeah, we got it. All right. So I'm going to teach you how to analyze the returns or potential returns on a property like this. Obviously, it helps if the realtor tells you more about the property, which they are. They're telling us more about the property. And they're telling us here the tax amount. They're not really telling us any other financial information. You see up here how they have attachments. Remember, I said look up to the top, see if there's attachments. There is an attachment. And you see right here financials, brochures. So they're sharing some information with us. You click on the brochure, you'll see here a brochure of the property, and you'll see here the income and expenses, rent value, annual rent collected, and income and expenses, and all that good stuff. So essentially, the work is being done for us, right? I mean, you can look here, see the financials, work is being done for us. Now, if you guys want to do the work yourself, look for the RPR logo. See right here? RPR. We're going to go ahead and open that up. And then we're going to drop down here on the right-hand side and we're going to look for Valuate. Here it is. We're going to click on Valuate and we're going to click on Continue. All right, so while we wait for this, obviously we want to compute the numbers, okay? We want to grab the numbers. You're gonna go back to the MLS and they're telling us right here, 7 units at 3,000 a month. All right, that's 21,000, right? 7 times 3, that's 21,000. And then let's say this is 2,200, that's 3 units. 2,200 times 3 is 6,600. So 6,600 and 2,100, you're looking at, let's just put it at $28,000. $28,000. Let's go back over here to evaluate, and it's not opening for some reason. I'm going to try and open it again. Evaluate, continue. Come on, guys, don't be frozen on me. Seems like it's taking a while. So what Valuate does is it allows you to plug in numbers, right? Like expenses, income generated, expenses, and then it's gonna spit out the percentage that you're getting in return. So your ROIs or ROIs, NOIs, you're getting also your cash flow returns. Unfortunately, in a live training like this could happen, and obviously it did happen. All right. My apologies. I did not foresee this happening. So, all right. I don't want to waste too much time here waiting. So, unfortunately, I may not be able to show you how that works. But if you look at one of my videos inside of YouTube for working with investors, you'll see that I use this Valuate tool instead of RPR quite a bit to get numbers, but it's frozen right now. It's not really doing anything, and I cannot fix it. So we may not be able to study it, but trust me, guys, you're gonna go to RPR, right? You're gonna go to RPR. Once you're inside of RPR, we're going to go ahead and click on Valuate. You're going to click on Continue, and it should load up your calculator where you can start computing numbers. And it's going to do a very nice presentation for your client, letting them know what the income is, what the expenses are, and what their return on their investment is after expenses. All right, so we hope that we get this back at some point, but it's not working right now. All right, but now that we are inside of RPR, guys, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and kind of finish off our class with a little bit of demographics. So RPR is a program that you guys can find inside of your resource panel, right? It's great for residential use. It's also great for commercial use. So if you guys look here, you're gonna look for RPR, and there it is. You're gonna open it, and it's gonna open up RPR like this, okay? Now you see right here we have residential and we have commercial. So commercial, you can study any commercial property in all of the US using RPR. But what I want to do right now is kind of show you how to look up specific demographics, all right? So we're going to come here to where it says research, and we're going to select commercial site selection. Now, Alex, you're still in the training, yes?
Yeah, I'm here.
You have a client looking for a beauty salon,
No, my husband is a
barbershop.
barber,
All right,
but
let's just.
we don't
Okay.
want to buy someone else's business. We want to like we have all of our own stuff. So,
All right. No, that's fine. That's fine. So here's the deal. Where and what zip code interests you most?
33137, which
Uh,
is
Yeah.
really expensive.
All right. So 33137, right? So we're gonna go ahead and put it in here 33137, and now we're gonna come here find people using spending and demographic data. So it is important as a business owner that's looking to open a business to know how much money people are spending in your type of products. So we're going to come here and we're going to hit select attribute and we're going to go what they buy. You have who they are, you have what they do, you have where they live, and you have what they buy. So we're going to go with what they
Sounding really
buy.
creepy.
It's all tracked by census and it's also tracked by your spending habits.
Where they
Every
buy,
time you
where they
use your
live.
credit card, every time you use your credit card, right? Debit card, credit card to pay for something, it knows where you live. So it knows you're coming from zip code, let's say 33131. So we can identify where the most people spending on anything live. So we can do our marketing.
It's
So
amazing, but
yeah, so
also terrifying.
it is. So you have here total expenditures in retail goods, alcoholic beverages, apparel, dining out, education, entertainment and recreation, financial services, food, healthcare, household goods, household services, all of this stuff. All right. So let's go with personal care. I think that kind of falls in line. So personal care products. Hit OK. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and hit run analysis. Here's zip code 33137, right? And right here we have from little to average to lots. Let's just go and include everyone. It's going to include the entire zip code, right? Hit update. It's going to include the entire zip code. All right, drop down. This pocket right here, all right, it is sorted by most to least. So this pocket right here on the map, that one right there, spends on average $2,118 on personal care products a year per person. Okay. Next pocket would be that one there. And it's this area right here in 33137. They come in second place. So if you're marketing your business, whether you're selling beauty supplies or personal care products, which is what we did, these people here spend, $2,000 on average a year per person on personal care products. Okay, so you want to market your business to these people here. Do you have to have a business in this area? Maybe. All we're saying is that everyone lives here, goes and pays for something that is of the personal care, and they pay for it and they live in that area. Okay, because it's tracked to their credit card and their spending habits. Let me switch gears. Let me come back over here to site selection. And let's say that we wanted to do dining out, right? We've got someone that's looking to maybe open some type of maybe food truck or an actual food establishment. All dining out. You have breakfast, lunch, dinner, you have all of it. So just do all dining out, hit OK. Let's stay in the same zip code. All right, and let's stay average to lots. All right. So this pocket right here, which happens to be the same pocket that spends the most amount of money in personal products. Well, that pocket right there of residences on this map right here, this one right here, spends $8,434 a year dining out. I mean, divide that by 12 months, guys. Divide that by 12 months. So if I open up my calculator, and I go 8,434, $8,434 divided by 12 months, you're talking $702 a month dining out. To some of us, that may not seem like a lot, but remember, we're talking on average. Some people spend $700 dining out in a weekend, right? But when you're talking on average, these people here are spending about 700 bucks a month in dining out. So if you're looking to open a restaurant, you should definitely market your business to them, 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 right? All of these people here. And of course, it's giving you the demographic right away. I mean, you can come here and search for listings in this area, look at the trade analysis, and look for all public records in this area. Okay, so you can definitely start to promote it's just north of the highway that goes to the Miami to the beaches. All right, so this area right here. All right, guys, so this is an extremely useful tool for anyone looking to open commercial businesses. I mean, look at this. You can go with what they do. Let's go with what they do. All right. Let's go select attribute, industry of employment. All right. Let's say I'm going to open a business that caters to healthcare individuals, people that work in the healthcare industry. All right. We're going to go ahead and run analysis. We're going to stay in the same zip code, and it's going to tell you, right? And let's go all the way to fewest to most. It's going to tell you that in this area right there, there are 336 individuals that work in the healthcare industry. So if your style business caters to healthcare individuals, then you should be marketing your business to this area because you have 336 people that work in the healthcare industry. Now, guys, these are all numbers based on, census tracts and everything. So it may be a little off, but you know what? You have numbers, and the numbers are telling us that the next highest would be 199. So there is quite of a difference. The next area is going to be right next door, right? This pocket right there. So all of this area right here, you should be targeting heavily if you're trying to open a healthcare or some type of industry that caters to healthcare. Just like we did healthcare, I mean, you can come back to site selection and it doesn't need to be healthcare. I mean, you can open this up, change selection, food, arts, construction, education, finance, uh, public
Mining.
administration, real estate. I mean, you want to know where all the realtors are at, retail, all right, transportation and warehousing, wholesale. So you can attack certain individuals, not attack, but you prospect certain individuals for your business. All right, so play around with it, guys. RPR offers an enormous amount of tools for both residential and commercial use. All right, and to finish, I know that we've gone a little bit over an hour, but to finish, I like to go ahead and show you something in RPR called commercial trade areas. I want you guys to see something. I'm gonna go and we're gonna stick to 33137, right? So right here we have the commercial trade areas. It's telling us that the median age in 33137 is 36 years old. That's really young, right, for South Florida. The median household income, population, and the number one segment group there is called young and restless. All right, now you may not know what none of that means, and that's okay. We're gonna go ahead and put it in a report so you guys can see it. But look, you have demographic facts and stats, age, married, income, education, economy, how many people commute to work. All of this is here, okay? And then you have your segment groups right here. You have your number one segment group, young and restless, representing 19% of the residences in 33137. All right. So these are lifestyle groups, Midtown singles. All right. You have over here urbanization group, metro cities, residence type, multi-unit rentals, household type, singles, average household size, two per household, median age 32. Then you have segment number two at 17.8 trendsetters. Then you have Metro Fusion. Do we have a lot of young adults in this 33137? We do, right? I mean, you're looking at it here. You're looking at it there. Now, if you want to create a report, you can go ahead and click on create report here. All right. And we're going to go ahead and just do the legacy report. All right. And then we're going to just hit run. And let's take a look at the report once it's ready, because the report's actually going to tell us what each segment means. Okay. So in a few minutes, I said here 2 minutes, it's done. Great. So here's the 33137, right? Median household income, $91,000. Median age, 36.4. Population, number one segment group is young and restless. Everything that we just looked through is there. Okay. So what is the young and restless? It says who they are. It's Gen Y, come of age, well-educated young workers, some who are still completing their education. The neighborhood, one of the youngest markets, more than half of the households are under the age of 35. Social and economic trait, right? So right here we have education completed. More than 2 out of 3 have some college. All right. More about the labor force and more about, the market. Second, at 17.8%, who they are. Says armed with the motto, you're young only once, right? So you have those are second place tier. Metro Fusion. Metro Fusion is a young market. And then right here we have Metro Renters. Who are they? Residents in this highly mobile and educated market live alone, or were they roommate in an older apartment building? Isn't that true of 33137? Everything we're reading here, isn't this true? If I go and I now look up a city in Weston, a zip code in Weston, what are you going to tend to see? 40-year-olds, the high 30s, 40s, and 50s with families, right? So you have all the demographics here, guys. So if you're looking to study areas for your next commercial venture, look no further than RPR. You're going to find wonders in here. Wonders. All right. All right, guys. So I tried to give you a little bit on RPR. I will go more into the RPR reports and everything during my RPR class, which I will have in the next series of training. We just began a new series of training today, and I have classes scheduled all the way through October, all the way through the end of October. So we have a lot of classes to cover. So I hope that you guys can join us for those classes. All right, guys. Any questions?
Nope.
No.
Thank you.
Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for sticking
Thank
around
you
for
so
our training.
much, Robert.
I really do appreciate it. And I want to wish everyone a happy Thursday. Contact me if you have any questions, and I am happy to help. All right, guys. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you.